more worried about the future of this team, even once Cade gets healthy, even when we land Wembanyama, because I just don't.
If we get him, Grant, then that's completely will be really good immediately.
Well, that's the same thing we said about Cade.
No, Wemby's way better than Cade.
Cheers to episode 107.
Cheers. I forgot a drink.
Coffee.
Cheers. Strawberry lemonade from Wendy's.
I thought that was a soda. I was like, what the hell happened to you? Must have been a bad day of women's reffing.
Wasn't all, just the last 2 games were.
Did you have a snow day last week? Wow. That's exciting for the recaps.
He did.
2 of them.
Did you go sledding? Evan is battling a dog right now.
The dog is the worst.
He just threw a toy across the room. Dog just wants to
fetch.
The dog wants to play with Evan.
The dog wants to play, and it
dog wants to play bad. So bear that in mind. It is Sunday, January 29th. We are battling adversity. It's 8:17. The AFC Championship game is on. It's halftime. Evan's in a different location. Evan forgot his mic, and MSU ripped his advanced Zoom account right underneath him and didn't even tell him. So we were on a basic plan. So we have 40 minutes on this Zoom call before we have to do a different one, which TBD on how that makes editing more difficult. We will see. But just know that even though we're the number 1 podcast in Michigan, it's good to humble yourself. That's really all I have. I don't have an and. That's the and. We're grinding. Football season's almost over. That's the and.
That was your intro?
That's my intro, Alex, on episode 107. Rank it.
It's got to be 50s, somewhere in the 50s.
I thought you were going to say like 105 out of 107.
No, I'm sure like the first 10 intros were really awkward, so.
I don't even want to go back and listen to those.
No, I don't. I don't either.
What are we going to talk about today? I'll tell you. We're going to talk about what we did the past week.
Becoming the worst intro ever.
Slide it down to 75.
We're moving.
It could get even worse. We are probably going to talk about Red Wings and Pistons to start this show, because that's where we're at in the sports calendar. Then we're going to talk about college hoops, which could be yuckier after today. Both of our college football teams hired 2 people this weekend. And then lastly, we have some good random and miscellaneous questions. I have a couple for you guys, but it's just that part's basically whatever's been on your mind in sports towards the end. Maybe some NFL playoff talk at that point.
I have two shower thoughts questions today.
About sports or
about
life?
The NFL.
All right. That's when you rip those out in that segment right there.
Cool.
So don't forget them.
We'll
start at Shot of MS everywhere on Twitter and Instagram. Please follow us there and interact with us so we can monetize our podcast. Let's start with what we've done in the past week. Evan, do you feel like the dog is in a good place for you to go, or do you want Alex to go? Alex?
Grant, how about you start? You never start.
Okay. I'll adapt on the fly.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite weekly check-in segment from me, the Minnesota weather check. It is below freezing right now. It is negative degrees outside with a nasty little wind chill. It snowed twice this week, and I saw a tweet from a local news station that this has been the grayest winter in Minnesota history. The least amount of sunlight the state has ever had in the year that I live here. So it's been going great weather-wise here, you could say. Just been battling the vitamin D demons that you get every day and you wake up and you don't see the sun. Road to 180 update. It's been a while. I got sick.
He closes his eyes when Grant mentions that.
No, I thought he froze.
Disgust look.
I thought he froze.
No, it was dog related.
No, I was down to 168, I think, after I got sick. I'm back up to 176 at night. So we are climbing the mountain
at
to
night.
180 at night. About 170 in the morning, which is how much crazy how much weight fluctuates throughout a day. I'm eating taco bowls for dinner this week.
Every day.
rice, beans, ground beef, lettuce, cheese, salsa, Ortega taco sauce,
Ooh.
sour cream.
Oh, bad. Gross. Yuck.
What? No, dairy, as I told Alex. Dairy is the key to mass.
Well, as a former milk bag myself, yes. But you'll start to look like a milk bag, Grant.
Mm,
Skin color, everything.
Especially when
Turn
there's no
straight
sun.
white and flubby.
Especially when there's no sun.
Ooh. Are you drinking whole milk? You drinking milk?
Yeah.
Are you
I am
having
drinking-
milk?
I'm drinking chocolate milk on its own post-workout,
I like
you
that.
know, as I tell you. And then I'm using white milk in my cereal, protein smoothies, coffee. So I'm getting some milk.
What
And I have some-
percentage of this milk?
Yeah, whole is my favorite, but they
Oh,
did
as
not
it should
have
be.
did not have whole at Hy-Vee last time I went, so I got 2%.
Hmm.
I'm going to say something controversial. My chocolate milk brand is one that has come under a lot of scrutiny in probably the last couple of years because of a bad video of allegedly how they treat their cows. But I've seen mixed information. Some people saying that was kind of a doctored video. It's not really how it is all the time. It's just one place. I drink Fairlife chocolate milk because it's really
Fairlife chocolate milk is fantastic.
good. It's really good.
I don't care
And
how it's made.
I'm not going to go that far. Although cows aren't
Well, if
my
it's just
favorite
to the
animals.
cows, I mean, if it's as long as no people involved, I'm okay with it.
You're going to
Think you should
alienate
leave that?
You may no. I think it's fine because you know some people view animals differently. I just think you're going to have some people that come
Can I have
after you for
PETA
that.
on my ass?
For sure, definitely them. Definitely them.
Evan, your thoughts on PETA?
The bread. Man, that dog won't be quiet. You might not hear from Evan this show. catch him on the second Zoom call. What else happened to me? Oh, I'm wearing new headphones tonight. Not new ones for the podcast because the ones I normally wear, the ear pads in them are like basically disintegrating just from overuse. But what I learned is that you can buy replacement ear pads for headphones off Amazon, which you don't think about ever like taking the pads off, but you can just take them off and you can put on new ones. So there's a tip for people if you ever need to replace your ear pads and your headphones. Those ones, the replacement pads just aren't here yet. So I'm wearing these. Yeah.
Your week
you guys
was
don't
exciting.
You guys don't sound as good. I still got more, Alex. Relax.
Talking about replacement ear pads for your
Question
headphones.
for you guys. Shut up. What deodorant do you guys use? I thought you guys both had it right there because Evan turned around too.
Oars and Alps.
What scent?
Fresh ocean splash.
Evan's putting the dog away.
I also use Old Spice as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What flavor of that?
I think it's just the normal. I don't know. It's like a blue gel. I just ran out, so I can't tell you what it was. It's more long lasting than this. The only problem with this, smells great, doesn't last as long as I'd like it to.
Evan, how's the dog?
Terrible. Oh,
You're still muted.
not going great. I feel bad for you cutting this up. You might just have to cut my entire audio.
No, it's
You have
fine.
nothing on it though.
Never mind.
No,
He's back. He opened up the front door. He's back in here. He's even barking.
Is he barking?
Oh gosh, it's piercing. It is piercing. Grant's gonna hear a bark like every 30 seconds as he's gonna wring his head to sleep.
No,
I'm sure there's a button that he can just mute you.
You could just like see where like I'll know Evan's not talking for the first half of the show and see all the audio waves and just click mute at the start and mute at the end. It'll be just silent the whole time. What deodorant do you use, Evan?
What deodorant do I use? I use Degree.
I've used Degree before. Degree for men.
Yeah, Degree for men.
Right.
I don't. It's
Degree for
I don't
women.
use the gel. I use the white.
Really?
Pasty stuff. I used to use the pasty stuff.
It gets on your shirt,
Okay.
doesn't it?
It does get on the shirt, but
bad.
the gel's starting to irritate me, especially like if I used Old Spice where I get like burns and like rashes, and so I went to the white and it softened.
Evan, have you ever seen Grant's the picture of Grant's armpits after using some gel for too long?
No,
No.
it's a bad rash.
I don't know where that picture
That
is.
is an understatement.
Well, I think it was a combination of like sweating in the summer and like the way the
Looked like an
chemicals
8-degree
reacted.
burn. Like a
Well, we should
burn.
just call it for what the doctor said it was. It was a yeast infection in my armpit.
It was disgusting.
I couldn't it stung so bad I couldn't lift my arm like a past to this point. Like it just stung. It was awful. But then they gave me some cream to put on it, a steroid, and it was gone in like a week.
So why do you ask us
I
about this?
asked
Sarah?
that, yes, because for a while I had been using Harry's, which is a more of an all natural, which doesn't have as bad chemicals, stone flavor. Smells great. But I went to CVS recently and it was sold out. So I was like, what do? I don't like their other scents. So I was smelling them all there. I stood there for like probably 10 minutes in CVS just smelling deodorants. I landed on Old Spice Captain flavor. I'm fully back in on Old Spice, and this thing smells phenomenal. So I'm hoping it doesn't irritate my armpits because I'd like to be fully back in on the Old Spice Captain train with no irritation.
I've had Old Spice irritation from the gel as well as Evan has. I think it's pretty common.
But I used that gel like all throughout high school, no irritations.
Same college, and then immediately got to college, I had a bunch of problems.
So within
Back
like
to
the
problems
last
again.
couple,
Other
it's like within the
activities,
last couple years, I had a change, and I've had problems since. So
I'm hoping I survive with this because this stuff smells magnificent.
I liked the white stuff, white pasty stuff, but yeah, anytime you put on a t-shirt, you just have those marks at the bottom of your shirt.
I'm just
You know, if you
lucky
put
that
your
it's winter time. That like you just throw a sweatshirt on over top.
Yeah,
of it.
hoodie.
So,
Hoodie doesn't really, make sense.
My last thing, and then one thing that will overlap with Alex, we'll transition to him, is the first thing is that flower delivery is an absolute scam in this country. Capitalism, inflation, Valentine's Day coming up, long distance relationship, trying to figure out how do I get flowers delivered in a affordable way. You simply cannot. So the cheapest I found for like decent flowers was $65 to $70, and I was like, well, I mean, talk to Marissa. It was like, that'd probably be like the only gift. Like, I'd rather get you something else than that as well. And she was cool with it. Credit to her. But it's crazy because if you go to like Trader Joe's or Meijer or any grocery store, you can get flowers for like $20, like a nice set for $20. But online, they kind of trick you like it's going to be that. And then you get to checkout and the service fee is $35. And boom, you're up to like $70. And I'm just like, this is an absolute scam that they're running. And I spent like 45 minutes on the internet about to check out from like 3 different places, only for them to get to the end and say, nope, it's actually $70 instead of $35. And I was like, well, I wasted a lot of time today. Flower delivery in our country is a joke.
Grant, there's a flower shop right next to me, 1 block. I could just go there. You pay me, I get them for you, and then give them to Marissa for you.
Well, what's your delivery fee going to be?
Free. I'm a good friend.
If you time it up to where you're going to see anybody down there, that would be a good plan. But I'm not going to put that on you.
All right.
you could pay Colby or Jason or Connor, make them deliver it since they're
Go
already
get it.
Lansing.
Yeah.
There are options. You guys make good points.
Yeah. Sounds like you're copping out. You just don't want to get flowers.
It's a fun fact count. You don't need to get any gifts.
I love the idea of
It's for
standing out.
losers.
I gotta cut his last name, but I love the idea of him staying outside Marissa's door saying, I have something for you. And then last thing I did that was notable that Alex did as well is watched a new movie called Shotgun Wedding starring Josh Duhamel and Jennifer Lopez. I know the listeners are probably like, why did you just watch this movie that got released 2 days ago when you have this whole list set up? It's because if I see Josh Duhamel and Jennifer Lopez, it's an automatic click for me. I'm just going to watch those two interact. I love that. I love those actor and actresses. I think it was better than Alex is going to think it was. It made me laugh to myself several times, which is very hard to do.
It was really stupid. I mean, it wasn't very good. You have to like really shut your brain off. You have to do what Evan did the last time he went to the movies to really enjoy that movie. But
I mean, if you
do what Evan
like,
did the last time and went with a bunch of friends, it might be fun.
if you like an attractive couple and ridiculous action,
J-Lo's still hot, that's for sure. That's a true statement.
and what did I say? Attractive couple, ridiculous action, and cringy comedy. The movie's for you. There's no doubt. And like a hint of like true love story. Movie's for you. One of my favorite parts, Alex, is when I don't think it's going to spoil it for Evan because Evan, even if you watch this movie, it's not like a movie you spoiled.
It's going to be 4 years from now when Evan sees it based on his list.
There is a massive plot twist in it though. Like that I don't know about you, Alex. I did not see it coming. Both parts of the plot twist, but when they're just like Larry and Carol have the best relationship, and then Larry's like, "No, Aunt Marie," I lost it.
That part was pretty funny. Yeah.
Oh man! And then the storyline of the best man and Jennifer Lawrence Lopez's sister is so good, the whole time. See, look at the way he's laughing. Yeah, it was a good movie.
I guess it was pretty funny. The part where they talking about the couple part is hilarious when they talk about Aunt Marie and whoever. What was the guy's name that Carol was?
Fucking like Jim Roberts or someone. I don't know.
Me and Jim Roberts just fit so well together.
If you watched that movie with your buddies and you were high, everyone would piss themselves.
You would laugh a lot. Still not a good movie, though.
No, objectively not like a great movie, but funny enough. That's my recap. Evan, are you in a good spot with the dog? Alex, go ahead.
Not much for this week. Didn't see Evan this weekend for the first time in 2 weeks, so that was a little weird.
Damn.
I am going for my second attempt at being a morning workout guy. I decided this Tuesday night. I failed immediately the next morning. Did a bunch of alarms, but just turned them off. Thursday, tried a new thing, put my phone further away, as Grant has mentioned to me in the past. So I have to get up and turn my alarm off. Worked. So succeeded Thursday and Friday. Gym doesn't open till late on the weekends, so no reason to really push for that on the weekends. So tomorrow will be a big step if I can pull that off. Other than that, I watched the same movie Grant did. Was not as good. I finished the Coach Prime series on Friday. That was pretty solid. Pretty wild how Dion just kicked that dude off the team, Grant. When he just had the whole team anonymously vote, and then the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you get out." It's like, wow.
Turns out that was one of the players, not his own family member. That was a wild move. Do you think they're gonna drop more episodes of him going to Colorado?
No, I don't. I think it's over.
But they've had so many cameras.
Yeah, you didn't see that, Evan?
Mossed.
T. Higgins just mossed a man.
Future Detroit Lion. He's going to play the DJ Chark role very well, but just for more money.
That would be
a lot more money.
Expensive DJ Chark.
Evan is like in amazement. I love this.
No. Everyone's watching the Chiefs right now.
I think there's more episodes coming our way because they have a lot of cameras at Colorado. I've seen a lot of stuff come out of Colorado already, like the team meetings and stuff. Where are we getting video of that? That's got to be from like Amazon people.
Anyways, my last thought I had. We played a basketball game, men's league on Wednesday. Thrilling ending to this.
There?
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
So just a quick recap of that. We were down 6 with about 4 minutes to go. Caught some fire. The team caught some fire. Not me personally.
Yeah.
We ended up tying the game. They go down and score. There's like a minute left probably now. We come down. Guy on our team hits an elbow jumper, tie game. So now there's like 40 seconds left.
Okay.
They dribble down, miss, rebound, ball goes out of bounds. It's their ball. One of the adults on their team, one of the dudes, picks up the ball and shoots it after the whistle. Keep in mind, earlier in the game, like right away, the refs gave a warning about like delay a game. So I don't know if you would ever do that as a ref, but so if you shot after the whistle, like he gave a warning. So later in that game, that was to the other team in the beginning of the game. Our guy went to the rim, missed a layup, and I went to tip it back in. I guess there was a foul called. I got a warning for just trying to tip it back in because the whistle was blown, which is wild.
Stop trying so hard, Alex.
So these refs were serious. So, back to the end of the game, tie game. The same dude shoots it after the whistle. Technical foul. He called the tech on the other team.
People think Big Ten refs are
captain.
bad.
He knocked in 2 free throws, and then we got the ball too. Wild.
That's
so
how
we
tech works.
Somehow won by 2 points because of a technical at the end of the game. They did get some shots up at the end. They just didn't make any. And this man, the guy that got the technical.
Yeah, expletives dropped.
Oh, that would be an under. He followed the refs to the parking lot. And he followed him to the parking lot, and our whole team, we walked out after that. And we're all walking to our cars. And he's standing in front of one of the refs' car just still saying, "You guys are so against me. You do this to me every week. It's ridiculous." And he's just yelling at the refs in the
just
parking
personal
lot.
beef.
Yeah. And he's like, "You guys you don't want me here, blah, blah, blah." I was like, wow. And this is a grown man. I mean, this dude's like mid-30s, early 40s.
Probably just went through a nasty divorce.
That's what I was thinking as well. But yeah, so we pulled out a victory, so that was cool. Wild finish. And then we have a big game on Wednesday. So 1-2 in the league. So we need to win to get to 500.
Big game just because of you guys, or big game because of the opponent?
Big game because we got to get back to 500, Grant.
Okay. I didn't know if you'd already scouted the league and know who the big contender is.
We do know who the big contender is. We lost to them.
Oh.
Game 2.
But how much?
And they, it was close until about 8 minutes left. We lost by, I think, 14, 12.
Okay.
And they murdered the team because they were the first game last week, and I watched their game. They murdered the team they played.
So they're getting better. But
yeah,
so
they
run
a set offense, set defense, change their defense based on matchups. They're didn't know people still did that in men's league, but yeah, they're the real deal.
Some more college teams could use that.
Yeah, they were the cohesive unit.
All right,
that's it though.
Evan, anything from you?
Let's see. Alex said first weekend I didn't do anything. Felt weird. Yesterday felt like I should have been drinking yesterday, and I was bored all day.
Did you drink?
I did not. I stuffed my face with mini tacos from Bush's. So.
Oh my God, that sounds dirty. Behave.
Sounds like actually kind of dirty.
So,
tacos from Bush's, pre-made.
Mini tacos, like frozen section, Alex.
Not Bush's brand mini tacos.
Jesus Christ, Grant.
I mean, that is ridiculous, Grant. Get back. We're on a 40-minute timer. You can't say that.
So Monday had off from work.
Tuesday, right?
No,
I took off work
Grant.
because I was at Alex's.
That was the last Monday.
Dab, and you left your ice cream, and I did enjoy it.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
What flavor?
Fish something.
Fish
I'm
food.
kidding. Fish food, yeah.
Ben Jerry's.
Yeah. It was good.
And then, I had 2 days off of work. Wednesday and Thursday was off. Game got canceled on Thursday.
2-day week for Evan.
Yeah. Tuesday and Friday, baby.
Wow.
And then Tickwis game on Friday evening.
Nice.
And that was about and then today I ref
Did you
for
win?
12 hours. Varsity won, yes. They
That's all
destroyed
that
Ipsy.
matters.
They
Wow.
played Ipsy on Tigwis?
Ipsy is not good anymore.
Wow.
They're bottom
They weren't
feeders of the SEC.
that good
Time.
our senior year. I don't remember. Was Jalen Johnson our senior year or is that our junior year?
Senior.
That was our junior year because he was on the Louisville team that played Michigan State in our senior year.
They still
Yeah,
had
no,
they had
I have good
Corey
memory.
Allen.
I wouldn't test it.
They had Corey Allen on the team still, Alex. or
Maybe.
I thought we beat them at home.
No.
Senior
Absolutely
year.
not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Oh, Evan, sorry, this is so off topic, but a kid on our team, a grown adult on our team, no one's kids anymore, on our men's league team, he graduated in 2014. He played on Hanover Horton, so he was on the team that when Doug blew kiss at their head coach.
Oh, yes, at home. Yes, the year before at home. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was on that team.
Oh, that is a total
and
villain
the team
move.
we lost
I love
to
that.
senior year at Hanover Horton we lost by 7.
Yeah.
Turns
year.
out they made it all the way to the Breslin Center. They lost in the semis.
You
So
guys were that close.
no, I mean if we drop divisions, maybe.
Right. As we probably should have.
True.
What was is Tickwis theme still beach?
Yep, it was a beach out, man.
Some things never
Do they
change.
still pack the jungle? They don't call it that though.
They do call it
What?
the jungle still.
What did you think they call it, Alex?
Well, I thought there was racial undertones with jungle and that they were getting
They
rid of
changed
that.
it to the t-shirt theme. They don't call it. They call it like the I don't know.
Jungle fever. I guess they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's got some undertones, but the jungle itself should be fine.
So
It
they
was
still pack that
lackluster.
baby.
It's not as packed as it used to be. They're not as gauged. They don't cheer as much as they used to be.
Do they do the cool celebrations that Grant brought to the table?
No, they
do
don't.
the newspapers.
Probably not.
No, don't do the
Probably not.
newspapers.
Paper bags for first
No paper
point.
bags.
Grant, you did a great job. I just want
Thanks,
you to know
guys. I brought Lay's for that whole entire game, like a Hawaiian Lay's for everybody.
that. Well, Susie did.
I mean, no,
Susie bought them.
I did. I think I did.
No. Grant.
I think she was like, I don't know, Grant. We don't need to be spending like. She probably helped out a little bit. Who we can support him.
Yeah, she did.
Anyway, to get back to the team. I mean, the atmosphere we created in districts when Drew brought the drum, that'll never be replicated.
Yeah.
Drew brought a drum.
Yeah, at Adrian.
Drew brought a full-on
that was good.
drum that he
That was
beat
in
for the
districts.
tomahawk.
Yeah, you
A
guys were
drum.
rowdy.
And put it like baseline and just pounded on that thing.
You guys were rowdy. That's good stuff.
All right. Sorry, Evan. Continue.
But like my off days, I was a lazy piece of
Crap.
dog poop. I just laid around and I didn't watch anything new. I just was a couch potato for 2 days.
Feels like
Hey,
you
nothing
blew a
wrong with
golden
it, man.
opportunity, though, to
Yeah.
watch something new. A
It
golden
was a golden
opportunity.
Yeah.
You didn't watch anything?
I watched Lightyear. Yep, that was check that off my list.
All right, that's something.
What's that?
It's the
Buzz
Buzz
Lightyear.
Lightyear new movie. He's gay, apparently.
Sorry.
He's
I
not
shouldn't
gay.
laugh.
There's a lesbian couple that dies right away in the movie. It lasted like 15 minutes into the movie. Spoiler alert. Then the one of them dies, so it doesn't even matter.
Hmm.
That was about
Could use
it.
some fish
Guess I
food.
won't watch that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. So
All right. Let's spend about 9 minutes and 36 seconds on the Pistons and Red Wings. I would
That's about the
say.
perfect amount of time, I'd say. Go!
The reason that they're even in our show doc is because one, like, this is a week to take off from the Lions and other football activities. And the Pistons did make some news this week because they gave up 150 points to the Milwaukee Bucks, which caught my eye. And they lost to the Houston Rockets,
Important loss.
who
Good
the
loss.
Houston Rockets had their 3 leading scorers out. And yes, to Alex's point, we're
They
trying
lost
to
on
lose
purpose,
games.
dude. They were up 20 points. They
No,
lost
I don't
on
think
purpose.
so. No, I think that game was a sign of that we are just a bad basketball team, which I think we all know. And at this point, you can't lose to the Rockets.
Grant, we are a bad team.
I still think, though, there should be some pride where you don't lose to a team like the Rockets with their 3 best players out. That's pretty embarrassing. And it goes to my bigger point I was looking just, at our defensive stats this year. And the only really one you need to know is that we've given up 120 points per game in the NBA, which is second worst in the league. And to me, I'm starting to become more worried about the future of this team, even once Cade gets healthy, even when we land Wembanyama. Because I just don't...
If we get him, Grant, then that's completely... will be really good immediately.
Well, that's the same thing we said about Cade.
No. Wemby's way better than Cade.
I don't think we know. He could be like Chet.
No. He's a bum.
No.
He's a bum.
My
Joey
problem
Hauser's
is though,
better
is
than
like
Chet. Yes, we know that. It's been
Except not
established for 2
today.
years.
My problem is that even when you get a player like Wemby, that doesn't fix like the effort you give on defense overnight. I just have
Philosophy does.
Maybe, but like, are so many bad habits have been built up over this rebuilding stretch that like I'm starting to get concerned that like this whole culture, they don't even care. There's no care in this team.
They want Wemby.
Well,
They
we already
do
did
care.
this
They
dance
care
for
so
Cade.
much that they realize Cade isn't the guy. Cade is the guy, let me tell you, but he's not currently the guy because he can't play. So they're like, oh well, might as well add another guy.
And obviously, I think we all know the elephant in the room of what needs to happen this offseason.
Dwayne Casey needs to be fired.
We all know the elephant in the room of what needs to happen this offseason. It's just like,
Will they?
I'm just more concerned. I'm more concerned that this whole
Troy
thing.
Weaver. Is he on the hot seat?
No,
Mm-hmm.
not going into the offseason.
It's a question that needs to be asked.
A year from now, conversation could be having of like, why are we still puddling along? Why aren't we making any moves? I mean, this team might not win 20 games, which is really bad. It's
They
like
suck.
historically bad, even for the rebuild. So
They're Tigers level, boycott level bad.
I don't know if you guys have anything to add to the Pistons in general, but this is just bad. It's been
summed it up. They suck balls.
Unwatchable.
It hit me when it was.
I haven't watched a game since like the fourth game.
They've made obviously everyone knows like they get used as the stat. They've made a playoff series most recently, but if you go back, those playoff series they made, they didn't win any games in. They haven't played in like a meaningful postseason series in 14 years. 14 seasons of basketball have taken place in our life, where they actually like won a game in a playoff series. So when people say, oh, they played meaningful basketball in like 2019 with Blake Griffin, they didn't really. I mean, they tried hard to get into the playoffs, but this organization doesn't know what playoff basketball is anymore. It's gone longer than a decade now where it's like they have no clue how to even win when it matters, which is alarming because some of those things like never leave an organization. Now the Red Wings, on the other hand, they got guys in there that know how to win. They're a topic because right now, actually, they're only 7 points back of a playoff spot.
I watched a full game on Friday. They were on ESPN.
Alex, do you know how many
Thursday?
Do you know how many points you get if you win a game in hockey? Oh, I got him. I knew he'd say 3.
I was just thinking soccer. Is it 2?
I know it's 2. I looked it up today to make sure.
It's tough.
That's how much I know about hockey. Sorry, Evan. You can laugh at us. The good news is, though, the Capitals, who are 8 points in front of us, they have played 3 more games than we have. So we got games in hand, as they say. Yeah, we got games in our fingers that we can win down the stretch. Now, do I think they will? I don't know, but I'm not well spoken on it. Evan would know better. What I do want to know about is there's buzz around Dylan Larkin needing a contract, and there's also buzz about Bo Horvat trade with the Red Wings. So I need to know from you, Evan, what's going on with the center position in Detroit?
I think it's both parties trying to get their deal out of it. Front office wants a cheaper deal. Larkin side wants what he deserves. More money, obviously.
Whoa. What he deserves is a different topic.
What they think he deserves.
Okay. I thought you were saying he deserves whatever they're asking for.
It's average annual salary. Right now they're ballparking somewhere between, I think, front office offered 12.
Gavin, I need more. What does the top center Iceman get in the NHL?
Center Iceman?
Center iceman.
I'm pretty sure
Does
Connor
not know
That's
ball. Does
That's
not know
right.
ball. No.
McDavid
Center.
should be making $300 million because he.
I'm asking per year, Evan, and I'm not asking about the best player in all of hockey. I'm asking for everyone below
is
that.
probably going to go down as like the top 5 player of all time.
The top,
I don't want to know what he's making.
The top cap hit in the NHL is Connor McDavid at $12.5 million.
And Larkin wants $12 million.
Yeah.
I think Larkin should
Cut
get
him.
10 million. I think Larkin should get 10 million.
But when was the last time McDavid signed a contract?
I don't know,
That's a good
Evan,
question. Let me
but
figure
Larkin's
this
not
out,
even
Evan.
remotely on that level.
I'm
He should
deep
get
in
8.
spot rack.
I'd say he deserves 8.
no.
He deserves more than 8, Alex.
Larkin signed the
I
contract.
saw the tier list that Grant sent. I mean, he is booty, according to the
Like, you would
Athletic.
trade him because there's trade rumors right now that he's on the block.
If you can get some draft capital for him and a good
Draft
starting
capital
player
doesn't pay him
back,
out.
No, that strategy. I want to win games now. I think we should trade for Bo Horvat. We should just throw money out there. We should sign both centers, and we have our 1 center and 2 center, and make a push.
Well,
I would trade him.
I wanted Eichel and Johnny Hockey. My summer.
well, Evan,
my summer
I checked
plan
out
2
of
years
hockey
ago.
after you lied because that summer plan didn't happen.
Well, it was going to be a great one.
Well, it
For
didn't
reference, Eichel's cap hit is $10 million. I think Larkin
Larkin
can make
deserves
$10 million.
He's better than Eichel. Eichel doesn't play as much. He's injured.
Right.
Larkin's always injured.
He can't be injured if he's making the All-Star game for the second time in his career.
What
They
is
have to
Dylan
take
Larkin
one
doing?
player from every team, Evan.
Dylan Larkin makes his cap hit's $6 million right
Yeah,
now.
give
I
him
think
a $2 million boost. That's very fair.
I'll give him $4 million boost. Double it almost. He wants to double
If
his
he wants
salary. That's what he
12.
wants.
See you later. I'm trading him.
Because then he's the second highest paid player in hockey.
That's absurd.
Because Artemi Panarin is number 2. And Austin Matthews is third at 11.6.
He should not make more money than Austin Matthews. No.
Well, they won this
trade
team
him.
won a playoff series as
What team is going to pay him that?
I don't know. Canucks.
Now I'm even more baffled by this Dylan Larkin contract negotiations. No wonder Stevie Y's not
one
moving.
source. I mean, you can quote me on it. You can not quote me. That was only like one source that I read about it.
Alex is pretty much out.
It's a waste of money.
Evan, tell me something about
Good
Bo
player.
Horvat. This Bo Horvat guy.
I haven't heard any rumors about it, Grant, so you know more than me, actually.
I saw the one Twitter rumor that Grant
I
saw,
just see
I think.
all the Red Wings fans on Twitter that I follow, like the diehard fans, and I'm saying like diehard fans that run their own podcast for it, and like any single team that tweets like negatively about like some superstar, they're like, "Yep, welcome to the Red Wings." Like Draisaitl the other night got upset on like national ESPN broadcast, got pissed off at somebody on this team, like
Red
super
Wings team.
pissed off. And then everybody was like, "Yeah, welcome to the team. We'll take you on the Red Wings." It's like I don't think it's that easy, guys.
It is. We're the Dallas Cowboys.
Are we
Not that easy.
so are we buyers at the deadline? We're making a push?
No.
I
We
think
can't
it's
be.
just. I think it's going to
Sit.
be. I wouldn't call it sitting. I would say we're going to be flipping, like players that aren't producing on the team, where it looks like we're going to be selling, but really it's just getting rid of players out in front of it before like the off season. Like Bertuzzi should be on the move.
Yeah, I don't think you can get rid of both though. I think like between Larkin and Bertuzzi, I think pick one. Or
I think
if you get rid of
Bertuzzi's gone. I don't think Larkin's going to be gone. I think it's all just contract dispute, and like I just kept Bertuzzi for getting like one more year because he was injured half the year last year. I don't understand why he wouldn't have like the same like I don't know
I'm not a
hometown,
huge Bertuzzi guy.
hometown bias towards Larkin.
well, Alex, that's
Well,
because
because
you
Larkin's
hate.
a diva, and he's asking
That
to be
makes
the
sense
highest
because-
paid player in the
Well,
NHL.
this is
Alex
is
has
I know.
problems.
I'm just joking. I'm
you just
just
have to get
kidding.
used to the new contract negotiations. It's not Holland anymore, where he just hands out money to literally anybody that was a Red Wing.
Yes, and I'm thankful that Steve doesn't want to give that money to Dylan Larkin because he doesn't deserve it.
I think deserves.
I know
it.
why.
He deserves an increase in his pay. He doesn't
Correct.
deserve $12 million, if that's the only number I'm going off of.
I would say making Dylan Larkin the second highest paid player in hockey doesn't feel right on the surface.
Correct.
It feels wrong. He should be like top 20.
Alex, you don't like Bertuzzi because you hate people that didn't get vaxxed. You can just say it.
What? You're right. I hate Cole Beasley too.
Bo Horvat. This is what I know about.
vaccines.
This is what I know about Bo Horvat. Is one, he's got a sweet name, so I like that. Two, negative for him is he's in a contract year. He's been playing out of his mind, but people think
Always
he's just
contract
set up
year.
a
So
juicy
we're gonna
contract.
pay him $14 million. I don't want to do that.
14.
I don't
But
know, I'm just throwing.
I
numbers
watched
out.
4 minutes out of a 7-minute highlight package of his, and he's got a nice little slap shot. So I don't hate the idea of him in the red and white. I don't hate it.
Do we need offense? Is that our problem?
We need a center behind.
You need more talent,
Larkin.
as much talent on this roster as possible.
It's anywhere we
better.
can get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about a goalie?
Our
That-
goalie's actually not been playing too bad. Our backup goalie stinks. Our starting
Okay.
goalie's pretty solid.
I was gonna say our backup goalie's cheeks bad.
From what I understand, we're still looking for Mo Sider's line buddy, so we still need a top end defenseman, I would say.
Yep. That's been a revolving door all year.
Yeah,
So
he needs help.
We just need all sorts of talent.
We probably
There
need
was
another.
one guy I noticed on Friday that was a defender that he. I
Well,
don't remember
Jesus,
his name.
Alex.
He
Aggressive.
didn't even try. He didn't even try. I
In-
watched
Wow.
people just go right behind him, and he's just sitting
In
there.
fairness, we've had 3 or 4 players on the Griffins play actually really well recently. So, like, next year, these players are going to be on the Red Wings without a doubt. So it's just roster
Okay.
adjustment.
All right. Got a couple more people from the Swedish league coming over, too, I bet.
Yeah.
I got one more
See.
important question.
Kosa is playing for the Wall.
Oh, man, he's a ways away.
That we got a couple. Now it's just 2 levels. That's him playing for Erie right now. Like,
No, Evan, trust me. I know a guy that played
oh,
there.
my bad.
That's funny because I'm pretty sure Cam listens to this podcast. My question to you, Evan, is very important. Your thoughts on John Butchercross on the ESPN broadcast? We're announcer guys. I think this needs to be addressed.
Butchergross is all. I like him more doing college, not really NHL. He gets excited. I mean, he's emotionally attached to the games. There's nothing wrong with that. But
I think too much. He's
Oh,
just,
God
like, getting
forbid
excited
somebody
over
cares,
nothing.
Alex.
Oh, I mean, Grant, you hate Joe Tessitore.
Yep. I don't hate him.
So you don't like him because of how much he is into the game.
So you're putting Butcher Gross in the Steve Levy and Tessitore camp?
I just don't when I listened to him. I just didn't think Butchergross. I just didn't think the broadcast was very well done, and I thought ESPN would put a little more time and effort into it.
ESPN's
They
a cooked
paid $1
product.
billion for NHL, and then it's pretty average.
Why do you think the Big Ten decided not to deal with that company for our next deal?
I get it. I was underwhelmed.
Speaking of that, I'm starting to get a little nervous because I've seen some buzz that the whole no night games in November for the Big Ten is out the window now with the new TV deal. So I'd already done the math that Michigan at Penn State cannot be the whiteout because it's in deep November. It could be a night game now because it could be on NBC. And I pooped.
Man, don't be so puddle. Don't be so puddle.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to bang my chest saying JJ's going to walk into a whiteout and win. That's probably not going to happen.
God, what is up with you and your lack of belief in your quarterbacks on the road? It's the second example today.
Okay. You trust
Keep your mouth shut.
You trust your team to go into Penn State and win in a night game? Okay.
Yes, we never play the whiteout game. I'm sure we can win there.
All right. Hopefully you guys get it this year, not us. Never mind. You
They're
probably
not
have them
going
at
to
home.
save their whiteout for the last game of the year when they're already out of contention. That'd be such a waste.
Oh, I think they're going to be... All right. This is not a college football preview. I think they're going to be thick in contention next year. Anyways, let's move on to college basketball. I need to be honest with our listeners. I did not stick to my promise. I watched basketball. I watched the games. I did. I didn't dial into them, but I did have them on.
You should put some real stakes on something like the next time you say this, because this is not the first time you said something ridiculous and then didn't follow through.
I don't disagree. I need to watch my words more carefully.
Yeah, I think so.
I should have just said I'm not gonna it's gonna be background noise. I'm gonna put it
You don't
on.
need to be emotionally invested. You could have said anything else except I'm not going to watch the games and then immediately watch the next 2 games.
Yeah, it's just when the number one team in the country comes to your gym, you're like, ooh,
What's your
what
reason
if...
for watching Penn State today, Grant? Don't give excuses. We left excuses behind in 2022.
You know, honestly, what it was is I wanted to see how Michigan State looked at Purdue. And I kind of felt dirty as a Michigan fan only watching Michigan State and not Michigan at the same time. Hand up.
I didn't want excuses.
That's a fair reason. I think I'm not be like, I'm going to watch Michigan State, but not Michigan.
You still failed. You're still a failure.
My question for you guys from Michigan State. This is from @Sheehan Sports. Had a poll up this afternoon that I thought was interesting. He was asking Michigan State fans, would you lock yourself into the 7 seed right now or take your chances with the rest of the schedule and see if you can get a better seed?
Take my chances.
Take your chances.
I think we're going to end up at the 7 anyways, pretty much no matter what.
What if you could guarantee it right now?
Like, are people really thinking that we're like going to miss the tournament? Like, what?
No. I think just saying
we're not
like,
going to drop. Yeah, no, I'll take
because
chances.
You don't want to be an 8 or a 9.
Move up. We could still easily move past the 7.
All right, that's what I think they're trying to get to. Like, would you just take the 7, win your first game, get a shot at a 2, or would you want to play it out?
I want to play out and see if we can get to a 6.
Okay.
Which I think is very doable.
I do too.
So
I'm iffy on it. I feel like half of the tournament's already like well selected, and like there's no movement past like the tournament doesn't, like the Big Ten tournament doesn't mean anything. Like they already have it already scripted out.
I mean, Evan, if Rutgers is on the 5 line right now and they have 1 less loss than us, why would you not take your chances?
True.
We have to play them next game. Indiana is on the 6th line right now, and you get to play them again.
They bent us over.
They're playing great ball right now. They've won like 6
They
in a
are,
row.
but we get them at home.
Well, we need to go on a win streak if we want to move. Like doing this whole 2-1 and then 1-2.
Well, you had Purdue sandwich at the front and the back, so that's kind of how it works. Yeah, I would take my chances.
Some 2 seeds that I probably wouldn't mind playing. Like I could care less about it, but
yeah, Kansas State, I'm not sure I'd be terrified of them.
Well, Butler spanked them.
I wouldn't be too. I mean,
any Big 12 team at 2, I wouldn't be that scared. I wouldn't be scared of Tennessee.
People think
Playing
Kansas
Tennessee
really
already. Kansas is different. They're not even the Big 12. They're like, no,
God tier.
We don't count them. We don't count them.
I would play. Who else was ranked?
Jalen Wilson was a big beeline recruit.
If Gonzaga gets to the 2 line, absolutely lock me in for the 7. We will remember them.
What if they get Chet? Answer the question. Evan takes that challenge any day. He can finally see his matchup of Joey versus Chet.
I think we could beat him with Chet.
Monty would put him in a body bag.
Speaking of tall people, so we got our answer to that. Speaking of tall people, would you guys sign up to be 7'4" like Zach Edey? Or do you think, I was thinking about all the uncomfortability of life.
No, I don't think so. I think that's too tall.
He's too big.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, that's
people
true.
over like 7
over
foot
7
don't
foot.
live as long.
Yeah.
You are. I do consider you to be a borderline doctor. So when you say things like this, I take them to heart.
That's true. I have read that somewhere.
The life expectancy for people over 7 feet is a lot shorter.
Oh no, Patrick.
Talk to me. Pick. I was just thinking
not pick.
like how you, obviously if you're that tall, you probably are going to be good at basketball. Like, so it's going to be
There's
sweet.
a lot of weird things in life though.
But like, how do you
I was
close?
dating as a 7'4" person.
Yeah, like women shopping for clothes, getting in and out of a car. I mean, I was thinking about getting in and out of my Pontiac G6, and I was like, I need a new car. You have to get a special car. Yeah, dating, hanky panky. How does all that work?
Public, like everyone's looking at you. You're just like,
yeah.
7'4" is too big.
What's the highest you'd go?
Like 6'7", 6'8".
I think
that'd
6'9".
Cool.
6'9" sounds good.
In
a serious way.
You could be sweet. Oh my god, I can't get all these messages right now.
Focus, Alex. Mute your phone.
Oh my God.
That's my laptop just dinging every 5 seconds about Wilkins and Wyatt, how their mouth shut the entire game. One bad play from Mahomes, and they start running their traps because they don't like players that are good.
Stat of the day.
Anyways,
I'm not sure. I mean, I know you weren't able to watch the game. You may have seen the box score, but the stat I had for you guys was the number 70. Anyone know the significance of that?
70.
points Zach Edey scored against us this season.
In 2 games. Pretty jarring. He had 70 points in 2 games. That sucks. And I don't understand why. Every fan base in the Big Ten has to deal with it, but it stinks that this year you guys had to play him twice, and it stinks they have him because that stinks. 70 points is so many in 2 basketball games.
Yeah, I'm firmly also just no longer in the camp that he's just big. I can't be in that camp anymore. He's good. He's
got
good.
a little bit of, he just knows what works for him, I would say. He's
not
not like
good hands for a big guy. He got good touch.
His hands are freaking.
Yes, fine, but
basketball.
he catches the ball pretty easily, and he got in good spots to rebound all day long, which I was surprised that he would be able to do that.
And now I feel like, obviously, he's so big that it's hard for him to get rattled, but like Dickinson can get rattled by some guys. And now, obviously, he's not as tall as Edey, but Edey never seems to get rattled. He just plays his game.
No, he's comfortable.
If he misses bunnies, he gets mad at himself. But he's obviously not Wembanyama dribbling around the arc, but he just knows his role and plays it pretty well.
He has no pro career in the NBA, at least. But he's a good college player. And he's the player of the year. He's going to win that. Jarring something.
Wild. I don't really know what else. I just saw you guys are going through it right now because
I have something.
Okay.
AJ Hoggard took a lot of hate for the Iowa game, and he had a very nice bounce back game today.
Stat line?
18, 6 and 6, something like that.
Gotta look at
18 points.
I gotta look at efficiency, Evan. We all know that's what really matters.
I'm diving in right now.
I didn't even prepare for that, Alex. You caught me off guard because, even when you play well in a loss, it doesn't. To me, it kind of matters, but not really.
It's important. He was 6 of 10 from the field, 20 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. I'm just saying from how bad he.
All right, he had a good two maybe. He had an okay game.
He played really bad Thursday, admittedly so, and he bounced back, and I think that's important for this team going forward to see some resilience from him. Because he's important for this team to be good.
Yeah, he did play a good game.
Yeah, he did.
It's just hard that you picked a double-digit loss to defend your guy on. It just feels.
It's the bounce back game. It's then the game after he took a lot of abuse. I'm just saying the back-to-back texts like that really triggered me to make sure that I gave AJ some praise if he played well today, and he did.
The overarching thing we have to remember is where the leap that he still needs to take to get to a better level is just consistency, which is the hardest thing to do in sports. Is just
and
every single game.
Junior.
Saving up for that Valentine senior season. I cannot wait.
I did not predict that he would be Denzel Valentine senior season. I said he's on a similar career arc as him in terms of improving every year. No, I went back and I listened to what I said, and you are trying to frame it in your own way.
So Sissoko's on the Valentine plan too.
No, he stinks.
Oh.
Sorry, Grant.
Did you see his alley-oop today?
We're talking about Zach Edey having good hands. Sissoko's hands are big, and he cannot catch the ball. And he cannot.
Did you see his alley-oop today?
Yeah, I saw it, Grant. He had 2 of them.
There's one more. No, the second one where he fell down was impressive.
Jumps up. He's an athletic dude that can't hold on to the ball.
And he's polite. When I saw him at Lou and Harry's.
I'm sorry, but it has to be mentioned on this podcast. Joey Hauser has disappeared in both games against Purdue. Caleb Furst has locked him up, and I don't understand why.
He's a good defensive player.
Comment?
It's Purdue. I don't know. I can't comment on it because I did not watch a second of it today.
Smart, Evan. Don't watch the bad games. My only thing I should say from Michigan fans, the big talk in the fan base right now is coaching problems versus player personnel problems. I'm gonna give one. Oh, he catches this. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna give 1 point towards maybe give coaching some slack, but it's still kind of tough. The case I'm trying to make is 2 years ago when they lost to UCLA in the Elite Eight, still one of the worst losses I've ever watched as a fan. They had a top 4 defense in the country. So while most of those guys were beeline products, like Franz and Livers, Sean D. Brown, Mike Smith, and Dickinson were all Juwan Howard products. He got them into the program. So 3 of your 5 starters were from Juwan, and they had a top 4 defense. So when people talk about now, like, why is the defense falling off so much to where it is, and they're like, do we coach defense? I don't think the defensive scheme has changed from that year to this. I just think, like, a lot of it's on players as well. Like, just giving effort on defense is a huge part of it, and you kind of know it when you watch teams enough. Do they care on defense? So that's why I would say people should just remind themselves of that when they're so quick to be like, oh, we just don't coach defense. It's obviously more complicated than that. It's not like they just spent all their time shooting threes in practice.
Well, Grant, you can put effort guys into the game like Will Shetter and take out Joey Baker if you want defense.
No, and that's a valid criticism. Yeah, I don't understand why Will Shetter doesn't play more. I like him a lot, and I would play him more. And
I think he's a solid rotation player.
I think one thing that drives fans crazy in every basketball is rotations. Like, you think of the things that fans complain about is subbing and taking people out with fouls and rotations. Yeah, everyone has those head scratching moments, and Will Shetter is definitely one where I think we need him to play more for some more effort.
I mean, I just want to get a quick update. Tournament update. I mean, we're putting the percent at what?
I think today kind of solidified it. Like, every game, the last whatever's been must win in a way. So I think you keep losing them. I think it's at 0 at this point. I don't see how they backdoor.
I mean, they could win the Big Ten tournament theoretically, right?
Sure, but I would say the chances of that are like 0.02.
So we're putting the percent chance of Michigan making the tournament at 0.02 from you, Evan. Keep in mind they lost to Penn State today by 25.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad.
And it was not competitive. Ever.
First half of the first half. First 10 minutes.
Quad 1 wins. You guys don't.
They have 0 quad 1 wins.
Yeah, dude, you're not making it. I mean, it's 1% chance.
They're 11 and 10 right now.
I mean,
you back to
watching the Big Ten tournament where, like, Purdue has
win out
to lose.
and win 2 games in the Big Ten tournament.
And we've seen it happen, but
Upsets
in a weird way,
somebody upset Purdue in the tournament.
That took a plane falling off the runway at Willow Run for that to happen. Like, we have seen a Michigan team that had no business.
The Big Ten tournament, right?
Yeah.
And they were a 9 seed. They played in the first day or second day.
All right. I mean, I don't know. Are you going to be able to get to a 9 seed?
That team's currently
in that.
That team was coached better and had better athletes on it.
They DJ Wilson, dude.
Coached better. Star. This team, the thing that sucks, I was telling in the Michigan group chat today, it's like, on paper, you have a NBA lottery freshman on your team. Jet Howard, whenever he plays, phenomenal. He had like 18 points by like halftime in this game, and you're down 20 still. And you have Hunter Dickinson, who, for all of his problems, he doesn't, because he's a matchup nightmare. Like, he catches the ball. He catches the ball, and like Penn State today, there's multiple screenshots. He catches the ball, and you have 3 to 4 people collapse on him. And the fact you can't figure out how to, that's an advantage right there on your offense. That's all you have to do is enter the ball and then have an offense off of that. Because if teams are going to do that every possession, you got to have an answer for it. And the fact they have those two, like, caliber of player, and they're about to be a 500 team is alarming. Like, that just also speaks to
Dick and a pile of trash.
I don't think it's a pile of trash. I mean, obviously, I don't think
Buffkin, I think, is solid.
Yeah, he's a good sophomore. Like, I don't think they have the talent of previous years.
They're
but there's
11 and 10.
Right. There's no, like, that speaks to the
embarrassing.
defense. It speaks to the defense because they give up so many open layups. On paper, you have the talent to be a 15-8, 15-9 team, but you have, like, you're 11 and 10.
Do they? They still have to play
lost
Illinois,
to Central. They lost to Central
Indiana.
Michigan at home.
Illinois, Indiana, Michigan State. They still have to play all those teams.
Yeah, it's bad. Anyways,
0.
Let's move to college football real quick. Michigan State. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Duran Reynolds. Duran Reynolds, defensive line coach, and Michigan hired Kirk Campbell to be their QB coach, and both of them have something in Kirk Campbell to be their QB coach.
I didn't know they did that.
He was an Friday News Dump classic. He was an offensive analyst on their staff. He was previously at Old Dominion for a little bit.
Just promoted from within.
Yeah, kept the analyst on staff because I guess everyone liked him and he was okay at recruiting. They both have something major in common. Can you guys think of it?
Born on March 22nd.
No, but that's Did you look up someone's profile? That's
I'm
so
looking up
specific.
Kurt Campbell's profile.
Okay.
I have no idea.
It's out there in the open. It's not like a hidden stat.
I didn't even know Michigan hired this guy. I'm not going to be able to figure it out.
They both are thrust into jobs where their biggest concern right now is securing a 5-star player in their position group, which is an interesting dynamic. We have Deron Reynolds that needs to land David Stone, and we have Kurt Campbell who needs to lock down Jane Davis. So it's interesting that both of our schools lost a position coach for the 5 stars they're competing for, which could either hurt or help depending on how the relationships go from here. I will say for David Stone, I'm a little worried for you guys. Why? Is it because of how he looks?
No, just his resume is not.
It doesn't pop?
It does not pop.
I mean, for a QB coach at Michigan, based on what you just said to me, I'm a little surprised. Because the name's thrown around and then this is the guy, it's a little surprising.
Who was Matt Weiss? I mean, who was
Matt
Jesse
Weiss
Minter?
Was in the NFL for like a QB coach in the NFL.
Who was Mike McDonald?
NFL.
Who was
NFL, Grant? Do you know what that is?
the National Football League? I will say for David Stone, to turn the tables, not looking good in his recruitment for you guys. He changed his profile picture out of Michigan State stuff.
To campus 2 weeks in a row, Grant. Things are trending up right now.
The profile picture changed, and he would have had to commit to you guys if he kept the profile picture the same. Because you can't commit somewhere in a Michigan State uniform.
The latest juice is that Ohio State has entered the mix, so now it's...
On both of them, then. Another thing they have in common. They're going after Jane Davis,
It's going to get tough because Ohio State is in the mix, but we're clearly will be in David Stone's top 3 all the way to commitment day.
Just keep an eye on his profile picture. Keep an eye on that PFP.
He's very active about Michigan State this weekend.
Another question. Evan alerted us to it, or maybe Wilkins alerted us to it. Jim Harbaugh met with Denver last week after he announced his public statement. What's that about, Evan? What's going on there? What are we doing?
I read from Schefter was all about how, I guess, the Broncos' new owner and GM or president has been doing this with like all the coaches, and it's just really, really bad timing for Jim Harbaugh to say I'm fully committed to Michigan and then sit down and meet with the owner.
Maybe the dude just showed up and was like, Jimmy, lunch now.
No, yeah, this is what was his name? Penner. He really wanted to try Zingerman's Deli in Ann Arbor, and so
Jimmy,
Frito
let's
Potatoes.
Go get some lunch.
Frito Potatoes. I've been hearing good reviews about it. Yeah, what's this all about though? This seems kind of shady.
I think it's the NFL. I don't think as nobody is too big to say no to an NFL job, or just at least a sit down interview with whoever it is.
Except for Ben Johnson, because he's the OC of our team, and he's
already in the NFL.
Right. The National Football League.
Grant doesn't know what the NFL is. So
that's a really great football league that everybody wants to coach in. So, I mean, I don't blame Harbaugh for like sitting down and interviewing with him. It's just really bad timing.
It's bad timing.
I'm so over
Michigan
it.
State fans and Ohio State fans are all just going to be like, see, he still wants to go back to the NFL. He's a liar
Evan,
to your fan base.
You even did that.
Yeah,
I mean, I think your text was
stirring the pot.
Jim is a straight up liar.
Yes, I like stirring the pot. But if any coach in that situation would do the same thing, he would meet with them. It just happens that Schefter knows everybody, and he's going to.
Schefter's tweets piss me off.
His new
guys will learn how to quote tweet.
His breaking news graphic.
Dude, he just steals people's tweets and tweets it as his own thing.
I like on the aggregators like NFL Rumors and ML Football. They do a great job of aggregating everything around the league. Anyways, what I do love about what Jim did is he made the Denver guy come to Ann Arbor, which is an absolute alpha move. I love that.
No, the Denver guy's been going to everyone. Did you read the article that was attached to that tweet?
I did not. I had no time for more Jim Harbaugh conspiracies. I just saw the tweet, and in my mind, I said it was on Monday,
So we
which was a
could've
lie.
said
I
a
made that
whole
up. I was
bunch
like,
of
oh,
stuff.
that MLK Day.
That's why I wondered. You said that. I'm like, did Grant read this? It says explicitly in it. Right after Jim Harbaugh announced that he would be committed to Michigan.
Nope, it was on MLK Day. He said no, just like the Vikings. And
Whatever.
then
It's over. We're done with the Jim Harbaugh talk. I don't want to talk about him for the rest of the offseason.
we're on to random miscellaneous items for questions. Alex, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
With my shower thoughts, let me go
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
All right.
Just one of them, not both. Don't hoard the mic.
Okay, this is the only question. Since our birth year, 1997,
Good year.
Right.
how many teams, and what
10
teams, if you
minutes.
guys could guess, have been to the Super Bowl from the NFC?
NFC.
What teams haven't been to the Super Bowl from the NFC since 1997? This is not fact check. This was a shower thought, but I am pretty sure I know the answer. I will check to make sure I can fill myself in on 98, 99.
Lions haven't made it. Cowboys haven't made it.
Washington hasn't made it.
Vikings
nope.
haven't made it. Vikings haven't made it.
Vikings
Yes.
haven't made it.
Or did they in 98? No.
The
checking
entire
to make
NFC
sure.
South has made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, I have confirmed.
Good for them.
The West
I have confirmed
has
the
as
number.
well.
The
West
number I
has
came
as
up
well.
with in the
That's it.
yeah
Yeah.
in the shower's right. 4 teams. 4 teams in the entire NFC haven't been to the Super Bowl since
It
since they were born.
It makes me
1/4.
happy just a little bit.
It's
that
like, well,
we're
actually,
with the
there is
Cowboys,
parity.
We are with the Cowboys, though.
Oh no, what's
Yeah.
happening? This is scary.
I think the Bengals just got jobbed, but I'm all here for it if Wilkins cries.
I hope he listens. All right, 4. Other shower thought, Alex?
Bengals got a sack. My other shower thought, did you guys know? I'm sure you do. But the Eagles fired Andy Reid not long after going to a Super Bowl, and then fired Doug Peterson after winning a Super Bowl, and yet they hired a new guy and they're going to the Super Bowl again. Who just fires Super Bowl coaches and then just gets to keep going to more?
Yeah,
That's
crazy that we fired Jim Caldwell for never winning a playoff game. Probably just, does
Could you
that speak
imagine
to their...
if the Lions front office fired a guy that took us to the Super Bowl
And then they
after
called,
going 8-8?
they
go
called
8-8 and
holding
then
on
fire
Eli
him.
Apple, too. This is a screw job.
Oh yeah,
Well, keep hold them.
Mahomes
Is
deserves
this like
it.
Is this like just a testament then to the GM or the culture they have? Or
Is
they
it
just make
like
good
are the
hires?
Eagles so like? I'm just imagining if this is
Howie
our
has
fan
been there the
base.
entire time. I think it's the culture, the pressure of Philadelphia sports.
Those are bold,
I like
bold
that.
moves to make, and it's still working out. The working out part is the part that is mind blowing to me.
Well, I think that Andy Reid was more like mutual. Yeah, he probably did get fired, but I think it was more mutual.
No, Andy got straight up fired. I saw a sick video of Andy's journey the other day. Just got fired for going 8-8.
Well, they couldn't get over the hump. They made it to like 4 NFC Championship games in a row.
Would you
Like Vic
fire a
and I,
guy
yeah.
that did that for the Lions?
No problem.
What's his name got fired? Flip Saunders got fired from the Pistons for making 5 consecutive Eastern Conference Finals.
R.I.P. Flip.
Yeah, and a fan base would just accept it. Be like, well, he didn't get us to the finals.
I mean, that's just crazy. That is just. I was thinking about it, like, wow, that is
Aggressive.
that is crazy.
But it's working.
And now Doug Peterson and Andy Reid still doing great things in the NFL.
My 3 quick ones. Some Jalen Ramsey smoke for Detroit. Question for you guys, just trying to feeling out like what you would actually give up for him to get him in Detroit. I'll give you some backstory. I was looking at cornerback trades on Spot Rack. You can sort by position and like transaction. Obviously, no, for us, Darius Slay was traded for a 3rd and a 5th. Probably too low of a price looking back on it. Marcus Peters in 2018 was traded for a 2nd and a 4th. And when Ramsey initially got traded back in 2019, so when he was more in his prime, was for 2 firsts and a 4th.
My God.
Now, what would you give up
What
for
was the
a
last
current
player?
GM? Ramsey, when he got traded from the Jags, was for 2 firsts and a 4th.
Oh,
but that was in 2019. So,
So
obviously
can you
it's
just
not gonna be as high.
give me the trade and I can just say yes or no?
Would
I'll
you
give up
give
a-
a second,
I'll give up a second.
and a fourth for Jalen
Yes.
Ramsey?
Do we have 2 of each of those or no?
Yes.
I don't think we have 2 fourths, but we definitely have 2 seconds.
I thought it was
Yes,
the other way
I would
around.
do it.
We might.
We
Have
definitely have
we
2
don't-
seconds.
We have
If
2
I
firsts and
wanted
2
to.
seconds.
No idea. I'd give up
Yes.
I'd give up a second for sure.
Yes. I mean, I'm a Jalen Ramsey guy. This should be no surprise.
I think I might give up a 2 and a 4.
Just that contract is going to eat it. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's really good.
but we need a guy like that to win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
We definitely
Especially
do.
on our defense. Yes.
Especially at
Did
our
you see
worst-
what he did in the game against Seattle at the end of the
our
season?
biggest
Dude's a
our
monster.
biggest position of need. We definitely need that. So I would do it.
He's Okuda that can cover.
So then we wouldn't drive to corner in the
Yeah,
first.
we
Yeah.
could use it on something else.
But John Robinson, and then really like become
no,
unstoppable.
What? No.
Yeah, no, we
Stop
would
the
be.
offense talk between you and
No.
Wilkins saying receivers and running backs in the first round. Why do we need
I
that?
probably would draft like an offensive lineman.
A guard.
I
For
would
right
rather
guard.
draft
Have
an
another
offensive
guard.
lineman, and you can get rid of Decker and you get rid of Vitai's bad contracts.
No, we're just gonna get rid of our right guard.
Why
That's
do you want to
it.
get
We need
rid
a
of
right guard.
good players?
Keep Decker
Decker?
for now.
For
Decker's
Decker's
a good year.
good.
$20 million.
He is good.
Not worth $20 million.
And a leader on our team. We need him.
Says the one that wanted to freaking leave Detroit when he started 1-6.
No, that was hot.
But now he's back.
That wasn't. That was Decker. Go look at his interviews with the media.
Shut up, Evan. We need him.
Oh, okay, question, lighthearted one. Quickly here. Amon-Ra teased on a Madden show that he was on with his brother that we're getting new jerseys very soon, which we knew, but he just confirmed it. Any wishes you have for the jerseys that we're about to get? Any
Get the
wish
William
list?
Clay Ford patch off the side of the jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
Get rid of that.
We're not the
Other than
Bears.
that,
I have 2 wishes. I want them to work in some of the retro. I like those like 90s uniforms. I like the way they did the stripes.
I need the letter, not the letters. I need the numbers to pop. I need some outline.
I need numbers outlined. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're gray. They just blend in.
There's
No
there's no
outline.
outline.
I also need black alternates. I need a black helmet and I need black
I
jerseys.
could care less for black. I could go for something else.
You love black, Evan.
I do love black.
I
but
think
like,
white alternates with a white matte
the
helmet
black
would
just
be pretty
reminds me
clean.
of like Matt Millen and like that. Where like the black.
Yeah, that's a
face, man.
bad era.
No, but if we went black helmet,
White matte helmet, blue lion would be hard.
you don't think a Honolulu Blue Lion would jump off of a black matte helmet?
It would jump off of a matte white helmet.
Not as much as a black, because
No,
it's already a
more so.
bright color.
All
I also
white
don't
would
think
be
you can, I don't think you can
incredibly
have
clean.
you can't have matte helmets in the NFL. I feel like anymore.
Wrong.
No, I think that's true. I haven't
Wrong.
seen one. There hasn't been one this year.
Wrong.
No, who?
Where's the
Bears.
matte helmet?
Orange helmet.
Those aren't
That
matte.
was not matte. They're
Wrong.
glossy. You're wrong. They're not matte.
Jags. They used to.
I think they got rid of them
Used to.
because of how bad those looked like.
Those were sick.
Two-toned.
The two-tone was sick. They were disgusting. It looked like someone threw up midway through it.
Celine.
Well, they wore
Shit's
those
fire.
helmets and made
Bad.
it to the AFC Championship game.
Jalen Ramsey, our cornerback.
Last question. I think it's unanimous. Who is the face of Detroit sports right now?
Most
It's
likely.
unanimous. Evan, that is not the answer then.
That is not the right answer. Evan. I don't think that's
Has
the
to be
right
a
answer.
player,
But
cannot be a
It has
coach.
to be a player on the team
No.
that's most likely it's a coach. It's Dan Campbell.
yes, Stan Campbell.
Yes, it's Dan Campbell. It has to be.
Mo Sider. It's not Mo Sider. There's no
Evan,
way.
it's Dan Campbell. He's
Most
everything
likely.
Dan
Detroit
Campbell.
is.
It has to be Dan Campbell. I think it's unanimous
It's Dan.
right now.
It's Dan. Yes, it's Dan.
Mo Sider. Dylan Larkin.
Oh, can't be a guy that's not in Detroit, Grant.
Wow. Bo Horvat, welcome. Face of Detroit.
Oh man.
Should we just let this 1 minute ride? Well, I guess we have to say goodbye. All right, cheers to episode.
Cheers.
This is nerve wracking to 107.
This is like what it'd be like on live TV.
Well, damn, now we can't catch up with each other. All right, well,
So what'd you do really fast? Go.